Hey guys, Kakarot197 again. This time with an unboxing of the Master Grade Astray Red Frame Kai from the Gundam Seed Astray series provided to me by my favorite online hobby store, Hobbyling Japan. Links to buy your own mobile suit-sized samurai down below. And on the box art, they definitely made sure that both the Gerbera Strait and the Tiger Pierce were quite eye-catching. Now what I also really like is the contrast between the red frame and then the blue destroyed colony in the back. And then another really cool thing that I didn't realize until I got the box myself was that there is a lily here, a lily there, a lily everywhere. There sure is a lot going on that cover. Then on the sides, as usual, we get to see a little bit more of the stuff that is included. And of course, the big feature with the red frame Kai is the tactical arms 2L. Now, what I do really like is that they also included an action base number 2 for use with the sword. Or, well, it's a sword depending on which configuration you have it in. You can use it, well, you can have it either as a sword, you can have it as what they call arrow form, although I would say that that is a bow and it fires the arrows, but hey, whatever you want. You can then also, of course, make some really cool poses with the Gerbera Strait and the Tiger Pierce, because what is better than one mobile suit-sized katana? Two mobile suit-sized katanas. And then on the other side of the box, we get the front view, we get the rear view, we get the tactical arms in the V form. And then on this side, we also see that you can technically use this action base with the Astray red frame. Now, I can't say for certain, but this is an action base that is designed for high grade kits or 144 scale kits, so high grades and real grades. And considering that this thing seems like it has a pretty heavy backpack, I am not certain how well this action base is equipped to handle master grade. So this might not be the best idea, but the only way to find out is to go ahead and build this thing. And then of course, as with every master grade, we also get some small in-scale figures and some nice markings. So then, let's see what we're getting inside of the box. As always, we're starting off with the A runner, but this time around we've got something interesting going on with the runner. Now, it's not unusual to see parts kinda gated off for remolds or recolors and whatnot, but we now have the A runner separated into 4 different parts. Now, I've seen this with different runners before in the past with, I can't remember which machine, but what I find interesting here is that the different colors are this time on separate pieces, and then the face mask itself is also on a separate runner. And I just find it funny that they went through the effort of dividing up the A runner into 4 different parts, and then still have the need for those cutoff points for remolds. Like, I would think they would either do one or the other. Next up, we have the white B runner with a very nicely detailed figure of Lowe. Like, towards the late 2000s, that is when their miniature figures really started looking amazing. And what was also looking amazing in the late 2000s, like the mid to late 2000s, if we have a look at the C1 runner, we still have some really nice detailing that is unfortunately going to be covered up once we have the whole thing assembled. And this then basically continues with the red D and E runners, which have the quote-unquote inner frame of the Astray red frame. Now, I say quote-unquote because the way the Astrays are made, they are very lightly armored, so quite a lot of their inner frame actually became the outer frame. So we do still get to see quite a bit of it, especially on like the arms, but there is also some really nice detail on the inner frame parts that are going to be hidden. And that is what I always love about building those late 2000 models. And another cool thing about them is their moving hands. I said it before and I will keep saying it. These kinds of moving hands, I love them. Now, on to the thing that I'm a bit skeptic about. Here we have an extra, well, a new part for the action base that we're getting. This is, of course, going to go with this runner here, which, as you might be able to see, is not part of the Astray lineup, because this is, well, quite literally just an action base number 2 that we're going to modify with a longer whatchamacallit. Now, I've had models that I put on this action base number 2 that were already quite wobbly with just the short one extended, so yeah, I'm gonna be careful with this thing, and you probably should be too. Then we get the Gray G runner, which, well, I don't really have anything else to say about, so quickly moving on to the H2 runner. There was no H1 runner, and at first I thought we were going to get two-toned red, because when you hold it to the other red, you will see that it is slightly different. But the actual difference is the material. This feels much closer to polycap material, but still feels a little bit stiffer than the actual polycaps that we are getting. So I wonder what these are going to be used for. And with the two eye runners, we get to the stage of the alphabet where it's basically all going to be the tactical arms runners. So these are the red ones, which is then followed by the gray J runner, the slightly darker K runner, and a look at some of that detailing inside of some of those parts. Again, this is the kind of stuff that I love. Then we go back to gray with the L runner with some more really nice detailing, and it seems we are still getting those combat knives, or I think they were also called the armor schneiders, of the blue frame. I don't think we're going to be needing them for this model, but it sure is nice to get them as a bonus part. And then with the N runner, we've arrived at some of the only runners in this set that are not remolded from the blue frame. We've had the A runner before, that was brand new for this set, and then now we have the N runner, as I just said. We have the two new O runners, which also have some parts for the swords on them. Then on the P runner, we've got some parts to make the normal Astray head and the normal Astray shoulders. And then the final four runners are all for the Gerbera Straight and the Tiger Pierce. Now, you might think that these are the same, and you would be almost correct. The sheets are the same. These quite ugly golden parts are the same as well. And then the blades themselves are almost identical, with the exception of the names written on the Nakago. Thank you, box, for telling me what this part of the sword is called. Then we, of course, also get a bunch of stickers. We've got a few normal ones, we've got some rub transfer ones, and then we've also got some peel-off clear marking stickers. And I almost forgot about the screws for the action base, so we get these too. And then finally, let's have a look at the manual of this thing. And it's that old school master grade style manual that I absolutely love. It kind of gives you the feeling of an official document about the Gundam Astray. It's got Lowe's Junk Guild logo on it, it's got some really cool line art on it. The only thing that could have been done a little bit better is writing Lowe Guild's customized mobile suit, or Lowe Guild's custom mobile suit instead of customized mobile suit. But anyways, putting that to the side, let's have a look at the inside of this thing. Of course, it's an old school master grade, so there is no English whatsoever for the backstory that we're getting. We do get a very nice overview of the parts of this thing. Then on the next page, we get an overview of all of the runners that we're getting, and as I was expecting, quite a few parts of the L runner we're not going to be needing, including the knives, and also on the K runner, there's quite a few things that we will not be needing. And another thing that I really like about these old school Master Grade manuals is that even though you might not be able to understand Japanese, you will still be able to enjoy these really nice illustrations. Then in the middle, we've got an overview of the actual story. We've got Lowe fighting against one of the Lily clones in the Nebula Blitz. We've got some more action shots, and then as we move on, we get treated to more awesome illustrations. And if these pictures don't sum up this model kit perfectly, I don't know what does. And then all the way at the back, we get the usual sticker guide. And then on the final page, we get a really nice picture of the Astray red frame. So then, all that's left to do now is to go ahead and build this thing and pit it against my Nebula Blitz. Again, if you want your own Samurai mobile suit, links down below. And as always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow with a review of this thing.